Welcome to Dugout Chatter. We are going to see how America's pastime has shaped generations of young men and women into the determined people they are today.
So this is going to be one of the more interesting podcasts, isn't it?
How can you say that when it hasn't even started yet?
Well, I was just going off of the weekend we've been having here.
What weekend?
We're having your birthday weekend, are we not?
Explain to me.
Happy birthday, Giff.
Yeah.
About him.
Yeah. So just going around. Got my brother Braden. Got me. Got Jonesy. He's the guy we talked about who's infamous for the catcher's balk.
And the fake ID.
What catcher's balk are you talking about?
There's this joke I said one time, and McKay loved it. He was like talking about Jonesy's biggest highlight at the plate. I was like, it was probably a catcher's balk. I was just talking shit.
Yeah, clearly.
And then
Like a slap
we got
single.
Kevin.
Hey, Kevo, where you at, Daddy?
How we doing?
Yeah, so why don't you guys, since you all played in college together, give an introduction to how you met?
Kevo, lead it off.
Yeah.
Off up in the lovely city of Canton, New York,
Great Way North.
way up yonder. Met in the barn. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that the first time we met?
Okay, I'll give you a picture of the barn to put in this.
Oh God, I've heard a lot of stories about that. I remember the empty keg you threw out the window.
That's
Like,
a
they
No,
could
that was
remember-
different. That was an apartment
That's a
complex.
Oh, that was an apartment
This place was a lot
It's
scummier.
way
the
worse.
barn
Way
used to
worse.
Piss off the top roof on cars.
Yeah.
People walking into the barn
Turn it
got
into a
pissed
game.
off.
There was one light bulb that illuminated the whole upstairs, and we played beer pong under it, and Smitty sniped everybody.
Five
And he was
gallon water
he
jug of
hadn't
dip spit.
showered in months, and he was just wearing sweatpants and spitting dip in a fucking
like 28.
igloo cooler, styrofoam igloo cooler. He's sitting there playing PlayStation all day, just ringing the bell every time like a saloon. Anyways, how did we get on this subject? So yeah, we met
How
each
we
other.
met?
Yeah.
Well, me and Kevin known each other since we were like 7. I dragged Kevin to Canton after he did 1 year at Daytona State.
Yep.
So I'm the reason why all the idiots got together in upstate New York.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. That's beautiful.
So to add to that a little bit, I didn't know Jonesy or Kevin prior to this. They're from Deerfield. Me and McKay and our family's from Lake Worth.
Play with the mic. It's picking it all up.
Gotcha.
So I go up to New York and I meet Kevin and Jonesy. We find out they're from down south 30 minutes, and we went 1,500 miles or something away. To,
Yeah, like you guys didn't meet until you left South
yeah,
Florida.
No.
we didn't meet until we
Yeah.
left South Florida. That's the big point. So.
That's the weirdest part of the story. So, Kevin, how old were you when you started playing ball?
6, 5, probably 5 years old.
Yeah, how'd you get into it?
Parents both love. My mom probably knows more about baseball than any other woman.
Mom's a Mets lady, right?
Mets lady, big Mets
Your
fan.
dad's a
He
Yankee
said
fan?
Mess lady. I was like, oh,
Yep.
shit.
Your
Dad's
dad's
a
a Yankees fan, yeah.
Dad's a Yankee fan.
Toxic
Split
household.
Subway
household.
That's
Series.
a toxic household.
Yep.
stuff.
So me and my sister both Yankee fans. My mom's the only Met fan in the house, so that was always big controversy. But yeah, started playing 5 years old. Played all the way up until junior year of college. When I tore my ACL, and then that was pretty. I never played again after that. Played some softball, but that was it.
Yeah. When did you start playing, Jonesy?
I think I started 4 or 5. Same thing. Parents got me into it. Coach pitch, little league, travel ball, high school. Played all the way till I was 27, I think. I played in the men's league after college for a little bit. And then obviously the game got a little hard when you don't play every day.
Oh my God, it's tough because some of those guys in men's league they play a lot.
No, like the league I was in, we had guys still trying to get drafted and scouted and stuff. So like there's
Yeah.
guys throwing 90 and I'm like, oh, I can't even like look at this anymore.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Like,
getting blown up by 75.
yeah, the men's league I play in, there's that, but to not that as much of an extent of people trying to get. What were you in the federal league?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Some of the guys get paid to play there, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got paid 1 year, like, because I was like, I'm not playing. She was, guys like, I'll pay for your league fees. I'm like, oh, stay left.
Yeah, I'll take that because the way I got back into it was one of my buddies was pitching in a men's league and he's like, oh, the team needs more pitching. I pitched in high school. He's like, then like you can play half a season for free. So I was like, fuck it, why not? And play half a season.
How
for
much
free
is a
baseball.
season of that to play? And how many games do you get?
Mine was 220, and you got to play 25 plus playoffs.
And who's coaching this? What kind of guys are
It's
coaching
just
this?
no, it's not really.
a
Is it like, oh, we're on a team? It's like, hey, I'll bat third.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's the guy that's going to be there every
Yeah.
game and wants to
Yeah.
take
So
that
it's a
responsibility.
democracy. You're just voting like, hey,
Yeah,
you're going to play
like,
short today?
pretty much.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
he's like-
you,
it's
kinda,
like-
you know who's going to do
So like
what.
for
you
my,
know the best players
So
on
like
the
yeah,
team.
for my league, they did a full blown like tryout and they do a draft every
Yeah,
year.
they do
you
that.
can trade
Yeah.
players. Like it's somewhat
trade
professional, but then
players?
at the end of the day, it's also men's league where they're like, okay, I don't want to play on this team, or I want to play on that guy's team. And they make some BS trade.
Yeah, then in Palm Beach baseball, it's kind of similar. Like, I think this next season for summer is like $200, but it's like 20 plus games. What got me is the double headers.
Now, see, we only played. It would either be it was like Monday, Wednesday, or Saturday mornings, and you only play one game. Never a doubleheader.
Yeah, we only do Sundays strictly. We only get the double headers in the summer because all the tournaments. Because we play out of Santa Lucia's, and then all the tournaments get run through there.
Double headers in the summer just absolutely
Bro, it fucking sucked. One game, I pitched the first game of a doubleheader, then caught the second. Like, I was fucking done.
But that's when
Catch
we're
doubleheaders
when we're
and I
12
was
years
just-
old playing triple headers like it's nothing, and then go
Oh,
to
I know.
fucking
It's in the trenches.
water park
dude.
after.
Yeah.
Dude,
when
I started playing, it was 7 years. Like, just standing at second for 9 innings. You don't even realize how exhausting that is.
Yeah, you're snorting Fun Dip and slamming Coke before the game, and then some random mom's got orange slices. We're like,
Yeah.
all right, how much sugar can
Yeah,
you play
let me
baseball?
get all the
with?
diabetes.
It's
Dude,
like that Bill Burr.
Remember
joke.
those years? You do all that sugar, you get a Capri Sun, you get an orange slice, and then it's like, can I have 800 milligrams of ibuprofen, please? And then you're 12 years old, and goddamn, you get jaundice and kidney failure starts setting in.
Life gets
Anyways, yeah, baseball's tough, dude.
real. So, do you guys have any story? Well, actually, since you guys played down, did you ever play against each other?
How old were you guys when you started playing together? Because you played at 4, you played at 5.
I think when we got
we played against
7.
each other like majors, like all the way up
Yeah.
until junior league, probably 13 years old.
Yeah, but
We
like
were on the
yeah.
Rangers. I think that was the
Yeah,
first
that
time
was
we ever
first time.
actually played.
And then, like, from there on
besides
out.
So how old is that? What did you say?
So we
13.
yeah, so
Besides
13
travel ball though, because
Yeah.
we play travel ball.
All right,
first
so
Like
time.
literally, we always played against each other.
You're 13 years old. You're playing baseball. At what time do you guys start becoming friends? Because this is a classic
pretty much
about the
relationship.
But that was when we were like, that was when we started like actually being like good friends.
Yeah.
Like we,
Yeah.
like we knew each other. We played, but it's not like we were like. That
You guys
close.
played on a lot of teams together, or you played against each other a lot?
Once we turned like 13, we pretty
That's
much
when we were pretty much
played on the same teams
yeah.
like travel ball.
Yeah, real quick, doesn't
Literally.
Jonesy have like that I'm Ryan Giffin hold to him?
I don't know where to.
There's
I don't know what to do with my hands.
if you
No,
listen,
like,
if you
like
listen,
right here is good. Right here. Yeah, go.
yeah, fist away.
Yeah.
Fist
Yeah,
away.
you gotta keep it close. There you go.
On the other podcast,
I know.
we had a
Get the
mic
hands
stand, so you can
Yeah.
just see that. But
Yeah, but we were
no.
at a table here. You don't
We're
have anything.
athletes. We can keep this.
Yeah, I
in
know.
mind.
Yeah.
we
Shit,
can-
Well, your arm might be done. We threw
Washed up.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, arms hanging. First
So-
time I threw in like.
So, at what age did you guys like start taking baseball like serious? Like it became like that grind. I want to get to the next level.
Probably high school when it was almost too
Yeah.
late.
Yeah, honestly, probably like.
Did you guys
junior-
have like a defining moment? Like I got cut from post 164, and I was like, I'm gonna grind, you know. And then you puts you on that path a little
Yeah.
bit.
'Cause, like-
anything like that, or were you just
Yeah.
like,
Not so
are you
much.
guys casual?
I just started realizing I was pretty good at
Yeah,
baseball, and I was
yeah.
like, all right,
I'm gonna
I got
grind
a
this
chance.
out.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I got a chance to be.
It was really
even
probably
better.
like it was really probably like sophomore year when like colleges started actually talking to you like, oh, I can actually keep going with this or whatever.
Yeah,
but like
'cause-
we were always on like our little league team's always best, and we have a really good travel ball team. So like not that it was easy, but like being good was just normal. And then
Yeah.
you get to high school and moving up, you're like, oh, this shit's not
High school
easy.
is
Yeah,
humbling.
no,
High
so-
school
Yeah,
is
it's just
humbling
not
at
easy.
Deerfield.
Like, oh, I actually got to go work out on my own and shit. I can't just put my glove on the field and be the best.
There's something I've been thinking about as far as hitting. Looking back on things, like one of the biggest struggles as a hitter, like in the big leagues, you'll have guys that have 1 year career, 1 day careers, 10-year careers, 15-year careers, 20-year careers.
Yeah.
And then you can get this data and watch this video, and then you can kind of guess what might be happening. You have like an educated guess as a hitter, right?
Yeah.
But if you're playing just random travel, you're just randomly reacting. So I
Yeah.
think the best thing to do if I were to go back and like for Miles, what I want to do, if I were to train him to get him to the big leagues, it would be some tee work, you know, like a strategic thing. But also the big thing that I didn't do, which I hated doing, which I regret, was off a pitching machine, because I heard Sean Casey say this. He was talking about hitting off a pitching machine, and it throws whatever, and you're just reacting. Who cares if, oh, that's not a real pitch, the arm's not going. It's like, that's not what baseball, that's not what hitting
That's a
is.
good
Hitting
point.
is just reaction. So like, and then the way he said it was facing Randy Johnson and being Sean Casey, who came from this small little town, who grinded up to the big leagues when the big unit's probably been the big unit his whole life. There's different tiers of players. You know what I mean?
Big unit did have a journey himself.
Yeah, he did. But to say the talent level was probably
Right,
different.
he was probably dominant since day one.
So
That
he's
stepped
out
on a
there
baseball
grinding,
field.
and he said something that triggered in my brain for me to bring this story up was that he's like, if I can hit off a pitching machine, it's coming out of any side. It doesn't matter what it is. Randy Johnson's that pitching machine. Greg Mack's that pitching machine. It's a reaction. It's not like oh my God, it's Randy Johnson because that's so intimidating.
It takes that thinking
Dude,
aspect
you got
out
a
of
slot
it.
up here and then you react.
Do you think one thing that's like
I wish I'd thought about that back in the baseball
for sure.
days.
one thing where baseball might be losing that now is like just the interest in advanced metrics because kids don't care about that now. They care
Launch
about their
angle.
launch angle and exit velo because that's what scouts are looking at.
Yeah,
So,
but at the end of the day, like we grew up on the same thing. It was just different terminology. Like us is like getting behind the ball, getting a backspin, and the launch angle.
but now they kind of like craft every major leaguer swing
last
to
night
be
here we're
that
hanging
way.
out and we're just drinking beers, sit on the couch, and Miles was like, I want to watch some baseball highlights. To watch baseball highlights when we were watching baseball highlights, it was like Sports Center at a certain time.
Yeah.
You could just pick it up any day, and you can become a casual fan to an enthusiast like that.
yeah, for
The
sure.
availability is just way
and
more.
you can learn so much more. And I've been learning more after playing than I ever did.
Oh, I know a lot
me
more about
too.
baseball now than when I was playing.
But the game
Hey,
has
Dev,
also
can I get
changed so much. Like the game has
a whole
changed
round.
drastically over the past.
Anybody need a round from
Yeah.
Devin here?
Yes.
Devin's our
Devin the Bear Bitch.
Devin the Beerman.
That's the charge for this gold.
oh yeah. Just like at Ravish.
Appreciate it.
Take one, pass it down.
Thank you.
There we go. Nah, I'm good. I gotta drive tonight.
And edit this podcast.
Yeah, no, I got my work cut out for me. So where were we?
I was just
about-
going on a rant about pitching and hitting and I guess to close that state.
Do you think if you went back 10 years, 15 years with the knowledge you have now of hitting and stuff like that, how much better you would be?
Yeah, I think it would be tenfold because I wish reflecting on my baseball career now that I'm a 30-year-old man in a
29 and 364 days.
tomorrow's
the time of recording.
I have the time for but thinking about it was like it's hard to play baseball and be a kid, but if I were to be the best baseball player I could be, it would be treated like a job every day. Like grunt, hit at this time, and it's years of that, not stints of it. I did 6-month stints where I would go off and party and try to get a few broads under my belt or what have you.
You're either all in or you're all out.
Yeah, and then but dude, so you see guys on YouTube now like Jackson Holiday and his little brother, and these guys
Oh my God.
obviously their dad's big
Yeah,
leaguers,
Matt.
Yeah,
but they're
they're-
grinding every day.
Yeah.
Batting
They're
cages
hitting at
in
9
their
a.m.
house.
They're lifting. All they do is baseball. They treat it like a job. They don't know anything else. I didn't know anything else either, but that was willingly.
But they took it to a next
Yeah,
level.
they took it to. They're,
Yeah.
And
dude,
the
they've been
money,
going
the-
to work since they were 8 years old.
Yeah.
And who was that one kid that got drafted out of high school by the Tigers last year? He was like one of the top prospects in the
Max
country.
Clark.
Yeah, Max
Oh
Clark.
yeah, he's got a great
That-
YouTube thing.
he's-
So
and
what do you
that
guys
dude-
think about that? Is that good for the game? These guys, young
It's
guys
so much
doing
easier.
YouTube stuff.
It is
so much
good.
easier for them to get the
pimping-
game out.
yeah.
Like,
pimping stuff and YouTubing.
Yeah.
Is that changed the game? I think it's the next level.
well,
of
that's two
baseball.
different things. I mean, YouTubing to like get yourself out there and send it to colleges, like
No,
it makes
totally.
it so much easier recruiting
Exactly.
wise.
What I'm
It's
talking
good for-
about-
like
it's good
pimping wise, like the new aspect of it of pimping every
always
hit
been-
and everything like
I've always
that.
been on the bandwagon of like, you don't want somebody to pin the ball off you, don't throw a cop shot down the middle.
I get it. I was talking more about like the commercialization of baseball,
Yeah,
right?
that-
So like
that's where you're getting at,
because Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire, or sorry, the race between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire ignited baseball. 61 Roger Maris ignited baseball. There's certain ebbs and flows, and I think we're moving into like a YouTube page, like. They do a lot of cool stuff on there, dude. They got guys with exit velos hitting with old bats.
Yeah.
Like baseball's getting more interesting
even
on
like
the
all, like,
internet
the-
than it. Like you just love baseball to watch it.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel
one
like
thing you were
Ohtani's
saying,
that-
with Max Clark, he has more followers than some Major League Baseball players. Like some
yeah.
notable ones, too.
No, he's advertised himself at a young age, and he's killing it. And hopefully, he doesn't become a bust. That would be the worst.
Yeah.
Imagine,
No,
imagine
he
that.
can still have
So,
a career after it.
here's
though. Like,
kind of
he
the-
has
Sure,
this-
he could be a YouTube guy.
Here's kind of the
Yes, he's
double-
the king of Jugo.
Here's
Yeah,
the
he's the
double-edged
best.
sword of it, though, because even some people say in the big leagues now, the issue with managing a team is that it's much more of a me game because you're trying to get your stock up to get a bigger contract, as
Yes.
opposed to like some people going all in on a team.
I agree, and I think
That's where it gets a little gray.
I think that's where college baseball is the best because like these guys are playing. Some of these
Yeah.
guys aren't going to get drafted, and they're just playing their fucking.
But
heart
also
out.
at the end of the day, like baseball is the most individualized team sport. Like
Exactly.
I heard again back to the Sean Casey thing. He described baseball as like golf as a team sport. You know, like you're an individual.
Yeah.
But we got to play in a team. You know, that's a weird place to be in because you can have a great game and you guys get your ass kicked.
Right. One of the best things Harold,
4 for 4, you know?
And Harold Reynolds said it's a team game you have to play selfishly, and that's
Well, yeah, so I'm saying, like, would you rather 9 team guys or 9 studs?
This is what I think is. I think it's a mixing pot, and sometimes you just catch lightning in the bottle.
You need a couple of each.
Dude, last year the Diamondbacks, that they weren't like. There was Evan Longoria and a bunch of young studs.
Yeah, so that's different. They're Major League Baseball players. They're all good at baseball.
But one good thing, too, did you guys listen to Doug Mankiewicz on Foul Territory?
No.
Oh, that whole thing was gold. He ripped into A-Rod because he played high school ball with A-Rod. But point being...
What did he say about A-Rod? Don't gloss over that.
He was just saying how he was, he had his coach sign his cleats because one day they'll be really valuable. He was just kind of a big,
arrogant young guy.
Yeah,
he's probably the best player of all time. Dude, how could you not have an ego? I'm not going to knock the guy for that.
No, just... glossing over it. I'm giving you the Cliff Notes version. But check out the whole thing. It's really entertaining, really funny. But the main thing that I took away
in the link below.
Yeah, to Foul Territory. But the main funny thing that he said that was pretty true is he was the manager for the Twins for a while, and he brought up Buxton, Luis Arraez, Jose Barrios, and all these guys. He's like, you got to learn how to win in the minor leagues to win in the big leagues.
Right.
And that's also really important too. I feel like that's why the Rays always survive, because these young guys they consistently bring up have played together and won in the minor leagues.
Those guys are baseball players.
Yeah, they've played competitive baseball.
Yeah, but the Rays also, they just have the number one development.
That's
those teams like that. They just
and that begs the question: is why aren't the Yankees doing that? Because they did do that. And that's how you got the most World Series championships of all time.
They focus on elsewhere.
Dude, when Steinbrenner got excommunicadoed from
that was the best thing that happened to the
Yankees. The best thing that happened. They got the core 4 and Bernie. Nobody gives Bernie any credit.
Yeah, Bernie's one of the most
underrated players of all time.
Oh my god, dude! Of all,
was he better than Scott Rowland?
Yes, 100%.
Bernie Williams, a Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
Not saying that he is. So this is the next debate.
That switch hitter. He has over 300.
McKay set it up.
But Bernie Williams is not a Hall of Famer.
But really quick,
should be.
Steinbrenner, he wanted to trade I think it was Mo and Jeter to the Mariners. I forgot for who.
But that would have Edgar Martinez or something. It was supposed to be major
Edgar Martinez is a bona fide stud too.
Was it for A-Rod actually? Wasn't it?
I think it was. I
think it was for A-Rod because
A-Rod was supposed to go to the Red Sox in the trade.
I think that's why A-Rod went to the Rangers after that because.
So this is the question, right? So the great debate that we had last time where our mom's house was I was ripping on Scott Rowland so hard, and I love Scott Rowland. I love Scott Rowland. I don't want to rip him as an amazing baseball player, but I was just okay, Scott Rowland gets in, lifetime batting average 281, respectable.
Yeah.
Right? But so Scott Rowland's a Hall of Famer. This is the elite of all elite players of all time. So Scott Rowland's a Hall of Famer and Tony Gwynn's a Hall of Famer? That's not the same guy. So
Billy Wagner should be an over Rowland.
Say what?
Billy Wagner should be an over Scott Rowland.
Now you're playing semantics. I'm just trying to define what is really a Hall of Famer. Okay, there's Hall of Famers of the early days where they're pioneers and they set the way and they're Hall of Famers for making the sport.
You gotta do
you don't got baseball without the guys in Murderers Row, Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, all these Mount Rushmore of baseball players.
Exactly, and they had their place in their Hall of Famers for that reason, and to compare them to this day isn't fair. But Scott Rowland and Tony Gwynn is 20 years apart, and it's not that different.
It's still somewhat different.
All right, let's have the debate. That's why I'm open.
So, we already said, Scott Rowland is probably the baseline. If you're not better than Scott Rowland, Scott Rowland's maybe. No, I don't want to call him the worst.
So who else?
It's also the accolades that he got throughout his career. How many Gold Gloves does he have? I mean, he also won. He also won a couple of World Series
real quick while you guys
it's
are going
you also got to think about that other shit. I mean, just look at all the other football players.
There's definitely a list of guys who probably have better stats than Scott Rowland who aren't in.
But they probably don't have the World Series ring.
Because also, so now you're talking about the World Series ring, and it's a highlight thing. Are you a Hall of Fame baseball player, or did you win a World Series because you're on a shitty team, got a shitty contract?
That's what it comes down to all the time now.
Should it be that way? Should it be that way if you're an individual? It's
no, but
what about that one guy
who holds a lot of weight in the decision?
But should it?
Really quick, there was one guy that teams have brought up as a pinch runner. I forgot his name, but he has 3 rings, and all he did was pinch run.
I know about.
That guy's
literally just get called.
What's the story?
He was on the Royals team. He literally get called up.
Can you get me on the Wi-Fi
to make the playoff roster? Just literally be on the playoff roster, come in, steal a base, get out of there.
And he did it with the Braves and someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, you see relievers all the time. Same thing. They just get bounced around and they'll end up.
Will Smith just won.
Will Smith
just won
3
in a row.
consecutive World Series.
How crazy is that?
You just get traded at the right time to the right team, and
All right. Well, Braden's on the Scott Rowland thing. I just want to
I don't
bring
know
up
where
the
the
stats.
Scott Rowland came from.
Just to reiterate, like I'm only using him as an example because he was a recent guy, and I love Scott Rowland. But Brooks Robinson's a better defender and I think he has a better lifetime average. That's so what are we talking about?
So
but I'm just saying, like, what's the what is the minimum standard
You're not going to get a different, different color jacket. Like,
he doesn't understand like the tier. Yeah, he doesn't understand like tiers of
it. Obviously, Tony Gwynn's going to be a tier 1 Hall of Famer. Deion Sanders is he's said the same thing. This guy doesn't deserve the same jacket I have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yes. So
there's not a tier system to it.
Yes.
Let me lay out Scott Rowland's career accolades real quick. So 281, 316, 2,077 hits. All very respectable.
Yeah,
Rookie of the year,
unbelievable.
2077. Rookie of the year, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Gold Gloves. A lot of Gold Gloves.
That's a lot of Gold Gloves.
Yeah, he's got.
That's a third of his career. He was the best defensive third.
The Gold Gloves got him in, but his average doesn't.
What was his average?
8-time All-Star.
It's great.
280 at a 6-time Gold
281.
Glover. I mean, that's
and then
What
else do you
Hall
want?
of Famers
And
who
then
are
almost
hitters?
3,000 hits?
What
And
is the percentage
250
of
home runs?
guys
I think
who are
300.
under 300?
how many home
let me
runs does
look that
Roland
up.
have?
That's the question.
Home runs, 316.
Dude, that's Hall of Fame numbers all day.
Okay, so I'm
There's
just
not a
saying.
tier
I'm
system,
saying there's
my man.
guys that get snubbed who have better stats than him.
Like
and
Billy
he's
Wagner.
in
He didn't
there.
have the rings and the individual stats.
See, that's where it becomes a politic game. I'm talking about it's an individual thing. You achieve these things individually as a hitter and a pitch or a fielder. It's not the same. So I'm just, and the question I'm asking really, I'm not arguing one way or another. I'm just saying, what defines a bona fide Hall of Famer? Mariano Rivera.
All right, that's a different question.
But that's the same
complete-
question
there
because
is no
Scott
set
Rowland is,
guideline.
but Mariano Rivera is.
But
and they're
there is
not
no
the
set
same
guideline.
guy.
But a bona fide Hall of Famer and a almost, I guess you can call him a fringe.
It's like the
Hall
Hall
of
of Very Good. That
Jonesy,
we're getting to
it's
the debate.
It's where like it used. I think it used to be the elite of all time at every era, and now it's like this guy had a great career, and we're gonna put him
like
in
in
because
Scott Holland,
like,
It definitely
okay,
has loosened
hang
up.
on.
It definitely has
I'm just
loosened up,
saying.
I feel like.
While we're
just
on
making an
that,
argument.
one guy I think gets overlooked for the Hall of Fame is Bobby Abreu.
stud. He was a stud. I don't know his
was.
stats, but he was a
291,
stud.
291 average, 288 home runs, 2,470 hits. So Roland's got like a couple more home runs.
How many years?
He's
15
played
at least.
18 years.
Okay, 18
I was
years.
just wondering,
Crazy.
that's a lot
And
of
he had 9 straight seasons of over 100 RBIs and a ton of 30-30 seasons.
Okay,
also, career stolen bases, 400. So if
Crazy.
How many rings did he get?
he didn't get any.
Okay, you know who's probably a player who's probably
thought he
close
got
to
one
him
with
in
the
stats,
Yankees.
who's probably not
No,
a Hall of Fame
he was on the
either?
Angels.
Carlos Beltran. I bet similar stats.
Well, Carlos Beltran, he's not in because of the thing with the Astros.
Yep, he screwed himself with that.
I missed that.
The 2017. He was on the,
banging
he was on
trash
that
cans.
team.
Yeah, he was one of
He
the.
was on that team.
Yeah.
He's still playing baseball.
He was
though?
like
Yeah.
apparently the ringleader.
He was like the initiator.
He was like the
of it.
ringleader.
Yeah, he was the ringleader. He was like, he was the ringleader,
I
and
thought
that was
he
the
was
only.
way out by then.
You don't
No,
remember
he
he
was,
was
he was the only. That was his only World
You don't
Series.
remember
He was supposed to get hired by the Mets.
I didn't,
no,
I
he
didn't
got
watch that
hired.
World
Or he
Series.
got
I was out of
hired, and then they
He
baseball.
got
said
hired
that
by
he
the
couldn't-
Mets and it all came out and then he resigned.
Yeah.
No way.
And, you know, Mike Fires you was the whistleblower, and he's playing like.
We know.
Yeah, he plays in
Here's the
softball
story,
league. He plays in
McKay.
softball league.
I
Yeah.
played
drunk on my
softball
Fires.
against him.
Yeah.
I played pool with
They
him.
would have
like,
the same high school. I
Yeah,
think,
I've heard so many things about
I've
Mike
gotten
Fires.
major league bats from Mike
He has
Fires.
no hitter, right?
He has multiple.
no hitter.
Yeah.
2, right?
Peg stand in the jaw, shattered his jawbone.
That was him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He had a very
God,
Illustrious career.
Colorful
You know,
career,
that's
I guess
pretty-
you'd say.
short
that's pretty cool
career,
on Mike
but
Fires.
Yeah, he had a pretty lengthy career. He played like
he had
14
two
years. Mike
I
Fires
don't know about
really played.
14.
no way.
He played a
He had
pretty long
like
time.
8.
Yeah, I'd say
like.
like 7, 8.
Let's look it up, Doctor Google.
No way, 14. I'd
He
say,
ended
I'd
with the
say it's,
Brewers, right?
Maybe not 14.
Came up the
Brewers,
Came up with the Brewers?
Astros. Yeah.
11.
Where'd he end out?
So
11?
we were
Wow, that's
in
even
the
more than
middle.
I thought. Wow.
Probably retired.
He was a
with-
reliever.
No, he was.
He was a starting pitcher
How many
most. Let's
think it
74 or 75
I think it
wins,
was like a
64
mid 4
losses.
ERA.
What's
too.
his ERA?
407 career.
That's a
That's
good
not too bad.
baseball.
So yeah, like in terms like of
And
being
2 no hitters.
yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
We used to face him live, like if we had like big games coming up, he would
Dyson.
dice. Oh,
Dude,
Oh yeah.
when he
Yeah.
was going to FIU,
What's his arsenal? What's his pitch?
change
a ton
up,
of
slider,
fastball,
how he's
curveball,
catching. I was
He's just
when he
throwing
came
everything?
back.
Yeah,
no, he
just-
just had a lot of movement on everything. Nothing was
Left,
nothing was
right, up,
straight.
down.
But
It
he
was
threw a
just-
lot of pitches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
literally
he had
just
like 4 or
whatever
5
he wanted with
4 or
football,
5
he's
hits.
putting it.
But our leadoff hitter, Jared
must be
Thomas,
amazing.
Oh,
he was getting ramped up for like what was it, right before the draft or something? I think he was right
Something.
at FIU, and it was like getting he ramped up for the draft. And he comes back. We were about to start playoffs, and he comes and throw lives to everybody. Our leadoff hitter, Jared Thomas, first pitch, I'm catching. He throws a 2-seam outside. Jared laces it right back up the middle, squares him up
ribs.
off the ribs.
Ooh,
Like
Drops.
90 drops him like a.
that's a broken rib.
Oh yeah, easily. I mean, he instantly already had black and blue 2 minutes after it happened, and then he ended up going on and keep throwing, didn't he?
I think so. And
he
then
just-
started
yeah.
diving. So
Yeah.
He's like, okay, whatever.
All
Yeah,
pissed
but-
off now.
oh, yeah. Then he started dicing
So-
everybody up.
Just a couple housekeeping questions I got for new guests. What's your favorite moment in your baseball career? It could be win, hit, defense play, like whatever. What is like you'd say the best moment you had?
Honestly, one of the best sequences was with Braden on our game in Florida. And I know
tell
you
the
guys
story.
spoke about it on one of your other.
But I didn't set up the whole thing because
Kevin, how about you start it from your perspective, then Braden, you finish the story.
It was
Also, no, what we should do is start it from Jonesy because he had a walk-off hit
Yeah, so
in
the
the
game
doubleheader
before-
the game
game one of that
before.
doubleheader.
Yeah, that fucking catcher, man. He stepped out too early.
Yeah, fucking. Apparently, I can't hit, but I get to walk off in game one. My shit's completely roundabout.
No, I'm bringing it up because I remember specifically. It was through the
All right,
four.
we'll start with Jonesy. We'll go to Kevin, then
So
Braden will wrap out that
doubleheader
story.
that happened game one. That's when Z-Law threw.
Oh,
was
he was
the game.
nasty.
He threw the
coming out
complete
gate,
game,
too.
like 7 inning, extra inning.
He gets spot up.
Yeah.
Give him
Extra
some
inning
credit.
shutout. You
Z-Law,
played-
if you're
you played-
he was
listening.
fun. He was fun to catch.
Z-Law, if
too.
you're listening.
So you guys
way
played-
to spot up, brother.
You played 2 7 innings that day.
Yeah,
Yep.
2 seconds.
Okay.
So it was an 8 inning shutout he had. I had the walk-off in the first game, bottom of the 8th. I think it was Jesse on second. I hit the classic 3-4 holer, 20 dribbler through the thing, walk off, whatever.
Chris Jones special.
Yeah.
We're all celebrating.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Well,
we got to
I
win,
thought
dude.
that was gonna be the highlight of the
First,
day.
It was first game in Florida, first
Yeah.
win. So, for a little context, we played baseball in upstate New York, and we drove down to Florida to play our first games because it was too cold to play in New York. So you drive
Yeah.
to
The
Florida.
The field was still frozen.
So we played in Winter Haven, met Jem Leland that one time. There's a little side story there. Fucking
Yeah.
Leland.
guy was wearing spikes in the lobby.
Savage.
What are you doing? Got a game later.
But so yeah,
No, everybody's outside smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
How the game go, boys? And we're like, that's fucking Jimmy Leland.
that's dude, it was incredible. It was
That was
so.
awesome.
All right, so we get there, walk off. Jonesy game one wins us again. We're 1-0 in Florida. We're starting the season off nice. Kevin, you're
Thinking I got the highlight of the day.
yeah.
So what was it? I think it's bottom of the 6th inning. Or bottom was it the
yeah,
bottom
I ended up
7?
hitting the go ahead.
So yeah, I think it was bottom 6. So yeah.
Watch the cables.
So we're down. I think it was 4-3 or 3-2. 3-2, and I come up. We're getting shut down all day long. There's a runner on first, and I believe there's one out. And I have like
Who was on first? Which player of our team? Because we would
I
all.
want to say Jesse. I want to say Barton.
we should
was
ask
Jesse
him.
Barton.
We should ask him. We'll send him.
I forget who. I
Thanks, Dad.
think it was two. I don't know. I forget. I think it was Jesse, or maybe Austin. It might have been Austin Hernandez. And so I have like a 13 pitch at bat.
Yeah, RIP.
Yeah, R.I.P.
RIP.
Have like 13 pitch at bat, fouled off 8 pitches in a row. Pitchers getting pissed. I loved it. Loved every second of it.
We're all saying like, Kevin, just fucking get a hit. Quit fouling off these goddamn pitches.
Then finally throws the ball high. I walk.
Kevin takes a walk first and second, right?
First and second, one out. I get pinch ran for. And our pitching coach comes up. You know, he's great at bat. Bob Braden's about
Jody
to-
Johnson.
Jody
Shout
Johnson,
out.
ex-Met.
Ex-Met, big leaguer.
Yep.
No, he never made it.
He got drafted, but that's
got
a big
drafted.
leaguer.
He got up to, well, remember he got shot in the head.
Honey,
Yeah.
That's another story.
You guys got to tell that after this.
That's another story. I get pinch ran for. And Jody comes up. He's like, Braden's about to end it right now. What was it, first pitch?
Yeah.
First pitch of that
Kevin's
bat.
fouling off 13, 14, 15 pitches, and it just feels like forever, which is a weird place to be on decking because every pitch,
Anticipation.
the
You start getting more
anxiety
comfortable,
comes up.
though. I feel like you start
yeah.
getting more comfortable with that.
But I was talking myself down. Like, this
Yeah.
is what we do. This is why I'm trying to like talk myself into being a good hitter, basically. And I had just come off a season where I felt like my stats didn't reflect how well I was hitting. I struck out a lot, but I was hitting a lot of balls hard outs, and I was like, God damn, my batting average is like dog shit. I've never hit below 250 or whatever. And then so I think I went 0 for 3 first game where Jonesy walked it off, and then second game Kevin's 13, 15 pitches deep, first pitch fastball, tit high, and I fucking cranked it.
Literally
Yeah.
crushed.
And,
Literally, our dugout just was,
As soon as you hear that crack, just everybody just exploded.
That was one That was the hardest ball I ever hit, and I wish I had it on video, but it's just gone forever. Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
R.I.P. But yeah, I think that was it. And then I told the story before, but I'm running first base. The dugout's going crazy, and as I look up, around second base. My dad's doing a front flip to go get the ball. And it's just like, and like during that moment, like it's just weird. It's the weirdest feeling where you have this like,
Euphoria.
I didn't hit a lot of home runs, so maybe it was different for me than other guys that just hit like 700. I don't know what that would feel like. Like I've probably hit 8 home runs in my whole life, and people that hit 700 in their career also means they're not counting BP home runs, high school home runs, college home runs. So you have like 3,000 dingers. Like I don't even know what that would be like, but this one was nice. That was and it was happened to be on my birthday.
It was on your birthday too.
It was on my birthday.
So it was like probably 8 years to the day.
Yeah, because my birthday was
2015
tomorrow.
or 9 years.
Yeah,
Should be 9 years tomorrow.
and
Was
then
it? No, it
9
had to
years.
be-
from
No,
then.
my surgery was 2015.
I was
so
about to say, 'cause I
2014.
graduated
So it was 10
2015.
years. It was 10 years tomorrow then.
Damn, we're old, dog.
That's it. That's the story. So yeah. Well, I forgot the Jody Johnson shot in the head thing.
So
What was that?
he was in the minor leagues. He was having
Drafted out of the for the
of
Mets
Malone.
out
High
of
school.
upstate New York, right?
Yeah, out of upstate New York. Was having great minor leagues, moved up their system. I think he was in AA at the time. He went hunting in the off season, and he tripped and fell over a tree stump or piece of log. Had a shotgun with him, and it fired off as he tripped and like brimmed the side of his head or whatever, and that kind of like derailed his career from then.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Jesus.
I think he still had like
Look him up though. He's got
Oh, he said he had a huge scar.
Yeah.
He just had a lot of hair.
He had a lot of
covered
hair.
it, but
Jody was the best, man. When we were up there, it was like
should have been our head
Oh.
coach.
genuine baseball guy,
Yeah.
and just like. So, how old was he at the time? You think
Probably mid-50s.
mid 50s.
Yeah.
So he was there hanging out with a bunch of 18 or 19-year-old, what we think are like baseball players, and he just knew how to. Like he would say the right thing.
Yeah.
He was a baseball guy
Yeah.
where you could just have that language where you could talk in a way where it wasn't like
You don't need
it
to
wasn't
be all-
bullshit.
yeah.
And he was
Oh,
just true.
The way he chirped umpires, he
Oh,
yeah,
he was
dude.
top notch.
Dude.
he was
He
top
was
tier.
tight.
Yeah.
He was.
He's been around the ring. He was the best thing to happen to that college, probably.
without a
Yeah.
doubt. He should have been our head coach, though, man. Like, it was,
He never
Jody,
wanted
if you ever hear
I know
this,
he did.
baby.
He didn't want that response, but
Jody,
still.
if you ever hear this, I haven't forgot about you.
Yeah, seriously.
There was a time we came back. I hit my last home run in college in Casanova or whatever. When,
Casanova. I remember that. That was
and
when we
fucking
beat the
Axel
shit-
went deep that day.
No, the whole beat, that doubleheader was nuts.
Everybody hit a home run. I think I struck out like twice
Yeah.
in that game.
Shit,
Dude,
but
we
Oh,
fucked
no,
them
no,
up.
I don't know.
No, that
I hit a home run. No, I hit a
Yeah,
home run that game.
I remember that game. I
But
mean,
that left field was like 270.
yeah, it was such
that
a,
was
it was a
like
fucking
the
literally
left
good.
field was
But I
literally.
remember like
Yeah.
we're hitting in the cage before we leave for Casanova.
No, yeah.
oh, okay.
I remember we're hitting in the cage for Casanova, all hungover, like always for games. Carbone comes up to us, our head coach. Jonesy, you're leading off today. Fuck. God damn it. Fucking first at bat, I get a single, lead off. They try to pick me off, overthrow. I'm running over to third. They overthrow again, run home.
yeah, I
whatever.
remember that.
I'm dead ass tired, sweat out all the booze I had. I'm like, God damn it. I ended up going for 4 that game.
Yeah.
By like the third inning, we're all taken out in like the fourth. We got our turfs on, jerseys off, cheering all the backup dudes. And
We drove back to that from that game in the van, and God bless fucking Jody Johnson, because this is the thing that I didn't realize at the time until I reflect back. We lived in a remote town. We played a game 4 hours away. Jody drove the van, drove us back to our fucking apartment, and he drove an hour back to his house. You know, like he was a baseball guy. And he,
Yeah.
like
That's
some of those
that's
guys,
upstate living.
man, and he was just a baller, man.
Yeah.
no, Smitty.
and he
Smitty
had
was
a hot
another,
wife.
Smitty was
Awesome.
another
Oh yeah,
tier.
Smitty too.
Because he was doing the shit for free. He was just hanging out.
Yeah, he's like, I got nothing
Yeah.
else to do. He's like, I'm just hanging out with the boys. I don't
Yeah,
care.
he's like, yeah, you guys want some BP?
Dude, when I tore my ACL and I was down in Florida for that week, I just drank with the coaches the entire time. That was the best.
That's a different perspective on the team.
Oh my god! I got my results to go to the doctor. I tried to get cleared for our first game that year, and he's like, I had torn ACL, MCL, meniscus, and the doctor's like, I'm not clearing you. Like, you're done. And get home, get to the field. My parents are there. You know, they're hoping I was gonna get cleared. I was gonna be able to play, and They have beers. They have Captain. I'm making myself a drink. I walk on the field and start chirping.
Shit, everybody drunk till 10 o'clock in the morning.
Everybody to the other team, like, you guys are so lucky. I'm not playing today because we played them the year before. It was Cazenovia. That was our first game of the year, and I'm literally talking out to everybody. I'm like, you guys, I'm gimping. I have a torn ACL. I'm like, you guys are so goddamn lucky. I'm
other
talking
side
to
of the
anybody,
field.
anybody that was listening. I'm like, you guys are so.
These dudes in a
goddamn lucky.
stretch.
Like, literally. That was hilarious. That was a good time.
You and Castro, because Castro broke his hand.
Castro broke his hand, so we had the two
both
biggest
drunk as hell.
dudes. Yeah, we're just. I'm giving him Captain. I'm like, dude, let's might as well get drunk and watch the game.
That's why you always pick Kevin on your team, because he's willing to die to win, and that's a guy you want on your baseball team.
You do need that.
You do.
You do. So, what was it like when you guys stopped playing?
Terrible.
So,
I'm about to say theirs was probably worse. Is like they
you
didn't
kept
go on their
playing.
own terms. Like I went out on my own terms at least. Like I was like, all right, I got everything out of this.
Yeah.
I'm done or whatever. Like they abruptly stopped. So
yeah, I mean, because for some people it's a little different. Like some people are like, yeah, I'm just here to hang out, finish out high school, college,
Yeah.
or whatever. But for the more dedicated people, like what's it like when you stop? Because for me, like it sucks. It's like you got to like learn how to actually live real life.
Yeah, I mean, your whole life, you're so focused, especially once you start turning that switch and you start dedicating yourself to every single day. This is what I want to do. I want to work out. I want to go to the field. Once you get that taken, or you're not doing it anymore, you need to fill that void with something. And, like I said, I blew my knee out, and it was ended very abruptly, and I lost like 65 pounds. In the best shape of my life. I got down to 195. Got second.
sexy Kevin.
Kevin running a sub 760.
That was, I mean, I dropped a full second off my 60-yard dash. Like, I literally went from, I think it was 8.2 my freshman year. I mean, I was fat, out of shape, ran slow as shit. And I got down to a 7.2 my junior year, and then I blew my knee out like a week later. But, when it just...
How'd you blow your knee out?
What's that?
How'd you blow your knee out?
Intramural flag football.
Intramural flag football. But it was not. I mean, it was non-contact.
But it was a goddamn touchdown.
I jumped.
I'll tell you what, we
didn't do
won that
anything.
fucking game.
I didn't do anything.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. Kevin will play to the fucking death, even if it means his career.
We'd be at parties and stuff, and we're all drunk and fucked up, whatever. Kevin's like, my knee's good, doing squats and shit.
Doing air squats in the middle of the bar.
shuffling and stuff.
I was like, I'm
Kevin,
good, dude. I
stop.
can
Dude,
get
I'm
cleared
good.
without a doubt.
Kevin, stop. We're 40 beers deep. That's why you feel good.
But I mean, the surgeon said it was already partially torn before that. He said it was like a ticking time bomb. It was about to give away, and it was non-contact. I literally jumped, landed down, and my knee just popped. So it was gonna happen sooner or later. It just happened while I was doing that dumb stuff. But
So now looking at baseball now versus then, just overall, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, what's like some of the main changes you see now? And what's better, what's worse?
I mean, analytics obviously is the number one, but it's also, also with all the technology and you know how to work out more efficiently and just the different workouts that have advanced. I feel like it's just has made it almost easier to train correctly for baseball.
One thing I saw, like, you go to a boxing gym, there's like bags, weights, and everything on that side. Like now there's baseball facilities popping up where it's like weight room and then like, actual pitching coaches, hitting coaches, like the more privatized side of baseball has grown to be more efficient and more like, like gym membership oriented.
Yeah. It is. It's like an academy. I mean,
Like the
most of them
driveline
are
type of
academies.
places. Yeah, like there's more of that stuff. I think that's really efficient to training and just making the game making you overall better.
Yeah, like my buddy Matt Lopes, he works at a facility down in Miami. Well, he did for a long time. He just transferred to a different facility. But half these kids are from, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and they're academy based where they're doing school in the building, but they're working out at 8 a.m., like doing like an hour or two of school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then, but their whole day is based around baseball at the same time. Like they do minimal schooling, and it's like that's also the biggest
School
change,
don't
too.
get you anywhere.
Schools are fools. Look at me.
Know what's better than smoking dope?
Drinking you.
Yep.
Mr. D's deep cut.
Yeah. I think they're making a sequel to one of the.
I have so much to say about baseball. This could go for a while.
So, what's something you want to say right now? We got a little bit of Scott
think-
rolling.
No, I'm done on Scott Rowland.
Don't trigger him again.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, all right, I made my case already.
Guys got a vendetta against Scott
you
Rowland.
guys can write me an email if you don't like it. But I don't really like what I do. I'll say what I do and I don't like about the current day of baseball. I do like the YouTube stuff where the guys are getting like Miles likes baseball because the show is a thing. Like
It's very the accessibility is a lot easier.
you got to keep it going. I hate launch angle.
But like I said, it's the same thing we grew up on. It's just
not hitting the bottom part of the ball instead of the top part of the ball. And it's literally just different terminology.
No, some of it's like a straight uppercut to not hit high
This is the thing. If I were to say
so. Like when they say get on a plane, what do they say when we're younger? Swing level.
I don't like any of that. This is what I like. Hit the ball hard anywhere.
Yeah.
Hit
So that's the same thing.
ball hard anywhere. Don't strike
It's
out.
going to carry. It's going to have backspin. Like
Anywhere.
It's just
It could
different
be
terminology.
It could be on an up flight. It could be on a down flight. It could be up the
Because
middle.
the same thing for you.
So-
Like your baseball career changed when you heard a different terminology. Look for shit up.
You have to make it make sense.
But one thing on the analytical side is taking away some people's ability to actually think about the game itself because they rely on numbers and stats.
There's less strategy.
Like, there's a lot of kids now I see like that I coach. They're just trying to hit fucking fly balls. It's like, dude, you're 130 pounds. This launch angle, velo shit, that doesn't apply to you because you can't hit home runs.
It doesn't apply.
That's
to
where
everybody.
it gets counterintuitive.
Actually, let me rephrase my last statement. If any advice I would give to any baseball player is be your own baseball player.
Yes.
And figure out the best way to succeed
What I say
in
is-
your own way, because David Eckstein wouldn't be a big leaguer if there was launching.
Because he knew his role. He knew, like, hey, I'm going to be a guy who's going to grind. My ability is to post, to play
Make
160
every out,
games a year,
earn every
be as
at-bat.
efficient as possible.
Yes.
And when other people come in the clubhouse, they see I'm there first. Because you
100%.
need those guys that it takes, like the grinders, the people that like will fucking run through a wall. Like,
Yes, you need some of them, but if you had 9 of those, you're not winning shit.
I don't know.
It's a dynamic game. It's a dynamic game.
Do you want 9 David Ecksteins?
I'm not saying David Eckstein in particular.
I'm not saying 100%
I'm not saying
David
David
Eckstein, but a
Eckstein
good
in
example of
particular.
that is the last year's Diamondbacks were a team of those guys.
Those dudes aren't grinders. They're just young dudes that are really good at baseball. So Corbin Carroll's a grinder, or is he just really fucking good at baseball?
That's a good question. Yeah, he's really great. But Evan
Christian
Longoria,
Walker, is he a grinder or really good at fucking baseball?
He's a grinder because he spent a lot of time in the minor leagues getting player blocked. That's what I'm saying.
Also, Evan
I'm not saying it doesn't take
old
the ability.
veteran, brings a different thing to the club.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
wasn't
It's
starting every game for them.
No, but he
Tommy
had a role.
Pham,
He had a
fucking
role.
grinder. Like, it takes dudes like that to carry the team.
Tommy Pham is so underrated. I guess,
But
how
you
many
need-
playoff teams has he been on?
But you need more good baseball players
Yes,
than
you
grinders.
need your all-stars, and you also need those guys. That's what I'm saying. It comes down, know your role and play your role. Don't try to be something you're not.
Tell Marte's
No, I'm just saying there's again a spectrum of players, and you need all types, dude.
But like, you
need
don't
all
want to
types.
preach to like your kids come, hey, you want to be a grinder. No, you want to be a fucking
No,
stud.
that's what I was saying. Be your best baseball player you can be. If you are a grinder, find your role and grind it out.
But like,
Exactly.
also, all those
Find out-
grinders coming up were the best all players on their team.
Find out.
They're
No,
grinders when they got
dude,
to major
look
leagues.
at what's his
The
name for
point
the
I'm-
Astros, second base.
Altuve.
Yeah, the point I'm
Altuve.
making
hate that.
is
Yeah,
figure.
all right, those are anomalies. Like,
I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think what we're saying is figure out what you do well and do that.
No, all right.
Dude,
Because if you're not going to be a guy who's going to hit
shout him out
40
again.
homers a year, don't do that.
PD Strez. I'm going to shout him out again.
Yeah.
Played high school baseball with him. He was always hurt. Went to UF. Always hurt there. Unsigned free agent. Pitches for the Diamondbacks right now. And they're AAA. He had a cup of coffee with the Brewers.
No,
He's just
he spent 2 full seasons.
2 full seasons.
about like 2 full
McKay will
seasons.
correct
He was
me.
a setup
I'm
man
just-
for Devin
I'm
Williams
just
last
saying,
year.
like, that's a grind.
Everyone's fucking
That's a
disgusting.
grind.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's a goddamn nightmare for the players.
Follow Compete
Wait, Evan Williams?
on
dude on
Instagram.
the Brewers?
Shout out, PD.
Yeah,
You guys got him?
No.
Pete was, Pete was his setup man last year.
I thought you meant you guys got him. I was like,
But anyways, I'm just saying there's many ways to get to the big leagues. Not everybody's Derek Jeter.
No.
Yeah.
That guy, isn't that weird? Like his whole life and career was
Storybook.
almost like
A storybook.
just like it's a book you read as a baseball player.
Fairy tale.
Yeah, it's
It's not
ridiculous.
real.
That's
life.
someone like who you see like oh, that kid's going places.
How does a guy like that who has all these, obviously there's a tough road to get there. I'm not going to neglect that.
Yeah.
But there's a tough road to get there. He gets there. He's one of the most storied players of all time. And then now he's a regular guy. What is it like to be a regular guy after being Derek Jeter?
Yeah, and like now he has kids like post his playing career.
Yeah.
He's like,
With the
you know, I got like
supermodel.
What did you do, Daddy? Oh, I changed.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
baseball.
a normal guy. I don't know how normal that fucking guy
He
is.
dated and banged every supermodel in New
My
York
favorite thing
City
about
for a
Derek Jeter is like
15-year
the Sports Center
And, like, and
thing
he
about
did-
like his starting 9
Yeah.
who he dated. It's
Dude,
like,
he
said
gave
that,
him
I'm sure,
gift
yeah.
baskets as he walked out. Like,
and the craziest thing is there's
he's
like
the
really
man.
no bad stories about
dude,
him.
there's not. I mean,
It's
except for the
nuts.
Marlins when he went to the Marlins.
Yeah,
Yeah, when he moved to that
When he
thing,
moved to the front office.
Hey, dude, you can't win it all. You have a
Can't win.
20-year MLB career. You
And
can,
you won
you can-
5 rings.
you
the
can
Marlins,
strike
it's
out.
impossible to fix, so it doesn't matter who the fuck goes there.
Nobody has the right idea down there.
Well,
also,
no one's
the
willing to
stadium's in
spend
the worst
enough.
place.
I was about to say
They
that's
don't
one
spend
team. The
enough.
team goes against
It
themselves.
should have been in Palm
They
Beach
still
County.
develop
been in Palm Beach.
They still develop and draft well. They just
Did you
don't
see-
ever go to free agency.
They don't. No, yeah, they just don't develop their players.
The
Luis
Yankees farm
Suarez is
system.
probably the best thing
Yeah.
to happen to baseball since Tony Gwynn.
What was that?
What'd
you say?
Luis Suarez is the best thing to happen to baseball
Yeah.
since Tony Gwynn.
No, dude, that man's just a pure hitter.
He's unbelievable.
He had the lowest exit velo and the most hits.
Did he really?
It was definitely the lowest exit velo, but I think is that he was
No, he had
close
the
to
most-
400.
I saw he had
Yeah.
a three.
Something like that.
He ended up hitting like
He's
340.
just playing baseball.
He had a 3.02 average with 2 strikes.
That's nuts.
That is.
Yeah.
I
Bro,
saw
you
that
start
stat
hearing
and I was
stats
like,
like
that
that,
is
yeah.
unbelievable.
And tell me,
dude,
like, as a pitcher, that doesn't hit your ego. Like,
Oh,
man,
yeah,
I can't
it's
fucking get
annoying
this
as
guy out. I just threw you a curveball in the
Having a
dirt and
300
golfed it over
average
the
with 2
shortstop's
strikes is
head.
insane.
Dude, like that's why I was never could have been a pitcher. Like if I'm throwing you more than 6 pitches, like I'm pissed off. Like just
Exactly.
fucking hit something.
tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I threw 6 pitches.
Actually, you guys keep talking. I want to grab my book. There's a couple.
We got plenty of things to talk about.
Yeah, you guys.
Kevin-
yeah, Devin. There's a book in
Kevin
that
Jonesy,
backpack.
what
Would
should
you
we
mind
talk
grabbing
about?
it for me?
There's many avenues
white
we can
book?
go on. So if you want to land on something specific, maybe from our days, or we can go the Kyle Sachs and Philly Dutch's
Oh, we
route.
can go to, like,
We could-
R-rated
we-
stories?
We could veer
Yeah.
off if you want.
I'm gonna need a
Before that-
R-rated
Oh,
stories.
yeah.
Before that, there's a couple things I want to read because I've been reading The Mental Game of Baseball by Harvey Dorfman. Because like,
Is that
even-
the one Sean Casey was talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. I
Because
haven't
like
read
even
that
this
yet.
stuff, it applies good to real life, being a working man and all that. And when I coach now, like this is some of the knowledge I want to try to bring to the kids I coach. And this is a really great Tom Seaver quote. He said, "The difference between the physical abilities of the players in the major leagues is not that great, and something going hand in hand with that, the difference between the teams is not that great. So what it comes down to is that the dividing factor between the team that wins and the one that loses is the mental attitude, the effort they give, the mental alertness that keeps them from making mental mistakes, the concentration and the dedication. The intangibles are those deciding factors, I think, between who won and lost. I firmly believe that. I really do." So what do you guys think about that?
Who wants to go first? Because I have a lot to say.
Go for it.
I think that's an elite level to look at a very strategic game, and you couldn't have said it any better than that. This is exactly
That's
what I was talking about earlier.
understanding
And
baseball.
it was just like he summarized the most elite thing you can do in a game of failure, and he was successful for I don't know 20 years. I think he was the first unanimous Hall of Fame vote, by the way, too.
No, Mo was.
Oh, not unanimous. He had the highest rating before Mo. It was like
Yeah.
92.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's just a beautiful analysis of a very complex game.
They say obviously like baseball is 90% mental, and that's the truest thing ever. Like you could will yourself into not necessarily good baseball player, but having a good day almost. Like you could feel like shit, but you just walk in the box or on the mound like I'm the fucking best thing ever.
Yeah. Every game you're on the peak of Mount.
Like I'm sure you guys felt the same way. Like every
I'm
time
the
like you
fucking
played a
shit.
game, like I'm the fucking best.
Yeah.
By far,
No,
not nearly the
I
best
think
on
I
the
would have
field.
been better if I did that, but if I didn't do that and I was like, this guy's gonna bury me on a slider away.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that helped me was
That's
just
my
like
gym, yeah.
one thing that helped me was just like being completely like zoned. You know what I mean? Like no thoughts racing through your mind.
Yeah, you can't hit it.
Like thinking about nothing was the best for me.
Yeah.
That's
See, I
where
was the
we're at.
opposite. Like I needed to like have conversations in my head, like especially when I was in the box. Like, okay, you need to do this, and this. Like if I like zoned out, then like everything was a blur, and then last second fastballs on my hands.
It wasn't zoned out, but it was like if I was in the box and I wasn't thinking like my breath was under control, it was going to be a better bat.
I mean,
100%, yeah.
that quote, just like everything with I feel like baseball teaches you so many life lessons, and that quote right there is that. I mean, that goes with life. Any day, if
Exactly.
you wake up, then you in a positive mindset, and you like you're
'Cause,
ready to
yeah.
attack the day instead of going in with a negative mindset.
'Cause if you
Same
wake
thing
up-
with the game, if
yeah,
you wake
you-
up and you already have negative thoughts, you're probably not going to have a good game.
And
if you
wake up and go
you're
be the
ready to
best at
go-
your job.
yeah, I mean,
No matter what you fucking do.
But I mean, how many life lessons has baseball taught you throughout just everything?
Yeah.
Show up on time, show up, be ready to work. Like it's just so many life lessons that are instilled. Just
Especially,
I mean,
like-
sports, but baseball.
especially like you're gonna fail. Like you're gonna fail
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
Like you guys said,
gotta
no
be
matter
okay
how
with
good
it.
you are, you're going to find someone who's going to humble you.
Yeah, there's always somebody better than you.
And then one other interesting quote I found in this book, it's a major aim of this book is to help players find their potential and having found it, play to it consistently. I just thought that was really interesting because it's like we talk about, the potential this guy has, but it's like, just thinking about potential in that like more objective or subjective manner, however you want to look at it. It's like, what exactly does that mean? And how do you know when you're at it?
Potential's another
I feel
word
like that's
for
just kind of a-
shit.
Yeah. I mean,
100%.
what's your guys' view on that as far as potential? I feel like that's
So,
just kind of an interesting line.
Here's the thing. This is the thing that pissed me off the most. And there's a guy who I don't want to necessarily name, but I want
Scott
to.
Rowland?
No, not Scott Rowland. No, a guy I played high school
No
baseball.
potential.
with. No, this guy had incredible potential, and he played on our high school team.
I think I know who you're
and
talking
He
about.
didn't give a shit, and he was still good, and that was really annoying. I was like,
Yeah.
God damn it.
If you
Just
actually
fucking-
cared, yeah.
Yeah, not even as much as I cared, just a little bit, because
little
his
bit.
talent level was so higher than us. Like, dude, some people could just hit a ball. Some
That's
people
like
could-
Hayford.
yeah. I'll drop his name if you're interested. This will be a teaser for McKay's podcast. If you really want to know, drop a comment and I'll tell you his name. And then I'll also rep his company if you know who I am talking about. You know, wink, wink, dreadlock. I'll give a hint on the dreadlock.
All right. We might have to talk about this off the podcast because I don't know if we played with him or not. Or we both
You
played
didn't
with him.
play with him. I did.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about someone else. But
No.
I'll mention that to you later.
Yes.
All right. You guys got anything to say about the line about potential? Because that just was interesting
Doesn't that
to me.
suck though when like somebody could put
Yeah.
in less effort than you
So
and be better?
we probably will have the same answer. I like Nick Baker. Like,
God
start.
given, just freak athlete. I mean, but he put in work. I mean,
yeah,
it's not
no, he
like
did. But like
Yeah.
once he got surgery, and then he found college and drugs and
partying.
like
At
he was
college and drugs at the same time.
lucky.
That's double dipping, dude.
Well, like, so,
You
like, he
don't
was
wanna
like
do that.
never. He was never into that
It was
until he
always
got
straight
there.
edge, and
He got,
once he got a little bit of freedom.
Yeah.
like he was throwing like 90.
That's
at,
an
like,
interesting thing
14.
too, because like these guys. So like the most elite guys, like Ohtani, get these crazy contracts that they never fulfill. And what kind of life are they living? What does he do day to day? Obviously, he's hitting, training, lifting, but like, what is he doing? Maybe not him. Maybe Trout.
yeah.
Just pick somebody that you could really assimilate to. It's like,
think a lot of those
what
guys-
kind of work are you putting in? I want to know. And if they put that on YouTube, how many baseball players would that inspire to do the same thing Mike Trout's doing?
The Ohtani thing in particular, that's just like the difference with Japanese baseball culture. Because if you look into like, they're all living in like a fucking like house.
It's the same thing like with DR, like the Dominican
Yeah.
Republic. Like those dudes
They're
go
all
to school.
basically put in an
And what Kevin
academy.
was saying earlier, like they go to school for baseball.
They have a fucking cheer team that goes through the same training regiment they do. Basically, it's like another world over there. As far as that.
The baseball culture is pretty good over there, it seems like.
Oh, yeah, like-
Trevor Bauer talks about on his YouTube channel.
and they value bunting a lot more than
He
we
was
do.
saying, and that's where baseball probably, as far as a sport goes, is probably more true to the game in Japan than
Yeah.
America. It's like America. I think probably George Steinbrenner probably ruined baseball in a certain aspect where he's just like,
Well, with free agency too.
yeah, the free agents that he made a huge,
Yeah.
which it gets you away from like the nitty gritty of what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier with the David Ecksteins and guys that you lose in
But
translation.
One other thing, how many people do you see come up with a team and stick with that team now?
Not anymore.
just
Hardly
a
ever.
business, that's what
Hardly
it
ever,
is.
yeah. It's
'Cause, like-
dollars and cents. And then that's why college is really fun to watch because these guys are playing for their goddamn
I think
life.
Now they're still getting in.
Yeah.
I think what's changing now with baseball, like Major League Baseball, at least, like a lot of these young dudes are signing those early contracts.
Did you see now they're even doing with minor leaguers
Yeah.
because they're trying to avoid
Like,
spending more
who's
money.
So there's this story I've been thinking about telling. Is this our catchers? They're weird. They're not as weird as lefties are, but they're
They're up there.
up there.
Those catchers are.
I think it goes lefties then catchers as far as
I think
weirdness scales.
those catchers are.
Yeah, maybe I'm bringing in baggage because I know these guys. But we had a couple. All right, so to set the story, we're driving back from upstate New York to play in Winter Haven, is where we met John Leland that we were talking about earlier. But we drove down here. They were playing their thing in the Winter Lake Parks or whatever it's called, and so were we. And on the way to drive down, it's 24 hours in a bus full of NyQuil, Sour Patch Kids, and maybe some candy. Yeah, and it gets weird. Okay, that's all I'm saying that.
Yeah.
So at a certain point in the back of this bus, our two catchers they're having a competition, and we're all there cheering them on. And
We got bets and shit.
we got beds going, and what they're doing is, so it's, if you haven't been on one of these buses, it's two seats on either side of the lane, and they're both in the same seat or same group of seats, and then they're sitting there watching porn, trying to see whose dick got hard faster, and then they were going 2 out of 3.
Oh my!
And there's 15 other dudes sitting over the seats watching.
We're like
cheering on.
We're like, no, sacks got harder.
Oh my god.
It was weird.
I'm sorry.
A lot of
Weird
weird
times.
things happen on that bus.
You gotta put that one on your show.
Kevin, you got a story
So
before
who
we
ended
wrap
up
up?
winning that one though?
I don't
Phil.
remember.
Philly
I think I fell
Dutchess?
asleep during that one.
Where's that guy? I would love to see that guy again. Phil?
If he's alive.
Story of Canton.
He's probably in a bungalow.
One of the best ones was probably when what was it? Or both of our freshman years, when there was 4 of us from South Florida that were waiting on our flight to get back home, and the only airport close to this small little town is Plattsburgh, and it only flew every 3 or 4 days. Had a direct flight to Fort Lauderdale, so we had to wait 3 or 4 days until after school was done. So there's 4 of us South Florida kids hanging out here in this 2000. Now everybody left for school's done, so everybody's gone. And we bought a keg for the 3 days that we're going to be there between the 4 of us. We killed this keg in about 2.5 days. And we started throwing bullpens.
Shout out to Rosie.
Me, yeah, shout out to Rosie.
Fucking Rosie.
Me, Jones, Braden, and Rosie. And we put this keg down in no time.
Dude, we're drunk in so our apartment is like a U shape, and we're sitting here pounding this keg, throwing bullpens at each other, dropping it, blocking.
no gear, no
Air
nothing.
chest.
Taking
Air chest.
curveballs off the chin in the dirt.
Dude,
Good fucking pitch, man. Hey, get that down.
Braden ends up putting his famous American flag bandana
I shaved my
on.
eyebrows off in a drunken
that was a
stupor.
different time.
That was a
but-
different time.
Yeah, he
That's
put
a
his
different
bandana on.
But
He goes
that's
to the
why I had
second.
the bandana.
He goes to the second floor and he's military pressing the keg and he launches it off the second story as the landlord's walking up. Luckily, we didn't renew our lease, so it didn't really matter.
That guy was
But
trying to kick me out for a long time.
yeah, they were up to get
That was
Braden.
the
They were
13th
trying to kick him
Yeah.
out for everything. But
And-
that was the final
And I'm
straw.
gonna blame it
Luckily,
on.
we didn't live
I'm gonna
there.
blame that mostly on Bryce. I was cool. Bryce was not cool.
The only thing Bryce had
You got
going
peanut
for
butter
him was
balls.
peanut butter balls.
Yeah,
Shout
peanut butter
out
balls.
peanut butter balls. Keep the PlayStation
And the
in.
textbooks.
I don't know why this, maybe.
Hey, don't say that.
Bryce made me think of this. Remember, so we used to do clinics.
Slices.
We used to do clinics for the kids in the local town, at our college, and we had 2. We had one in the morning. We did that. We go back. Me and Braden start slamming Blood Light Platinums in the middle of the clinics. It's probably a 2-hour span. It's 4 or 5. Go back feeling pretty good. Going to go teach these kids how to play baseball drunk. And remember, we're doing the throwdowns the second fucking round, and we hit Baez in the side of the head.
Oh no! I don't
No,
remember
you
that.
did. You
I
don't
did?
remember that?
Oh no, not at all.
Maybe you're drunk in the nuts, but we're doing throwdowns the second, and we just see Braden throws. Baez just come running across, and you see it lining up perfectly. Smokes him side of the head, which, oh shit!
Oh no, I had no idea.
You don't remember that?
I
No,
don't remember that.
no. I met. Well, yeah, I guess.
There's a lot of stuff.
Maybe
I
we
don't
drank
remember.
more than we thought we did.
Yeah, maybe.
That's fair.
That's the intramural thing too, where
Oh, the
lace
Broom
that
ball.
guy up.
yeah, broom ball, having beers in the
Waste.
locker room, shotgun beers in our locker room.
And then Bansky laced up that guy in the throat. So what we were doing, we were playing intramural softball, and we were the last people to do it because we were the only people who played baseball and played intramural softball. So we were playing these guys from the city who just don't know how to play baseball, And then Bansky lines this dude up in the throat. He's just
Well, we already run ruled them, and they're like, no, let's keep playing. We're
yeah,
like,
they
"All
wanted
right,
to keep
fine."
playing. Then he lines him up in the throat, and then no baseball players can play intramural sports ever again at that college.
Probably wasn't a bad idea.
Well, then you remember we had the championship intramural softball game between the 2 baseball teams, and we had a 1-0 softball game.
Kevin threw a one hitter.
A 1-hitter.
Kevin threw a
in
one
softball.
hitter in softball.
Diced him up.
Diced him up.
Peak performance.
Mike Zelius, shout out. How do you get sliced up in intramural softball? Mike says,
Well,
where
I
you at,
was dicing
There's
ball
literally
up.
2 softball teams comprised of baseball players.
Yeah.
Boys were making
What's
plays
Zelius
behind me.
doing? I see him on
Did you play
Instagram
shortstop
now.
that game?
No,
played third base.
I played short.
You were short.
Yeah,
I
I'm
made
a third
jumping catch,
baseman,
and I threw it
yeah.
in the crowd of 3 people.
Can't New York, man. There's
the dodgeball intramural when you smoke the girl in the nose.
I forgot about that.
We brought out the radar gun to see how hard we throw dodgeballs.
All right, give me some context. Tell the story.
So we were playing intramural dodgeball. And obviously being baseball players, being competitors, we're throwing these dodgeballs as hard as we fucking can at these people. Obviously trying to take everybody out. And they started complaining, hey, slow down a little bit. You're going to get somebody hurt. Literally next to her, rips one.
Yeah, I pointed her out.
Like, you.
You're mine. You're boom. Yeah, I hit her in the tit. She went, and she made this noise, and I was just like, "You want to fucking play?" Dude, I'm trying to win, dude.
Yeah.
So like, granted, I'm not proud of it, but
we won all intramural sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won them all. We won basketball, flag football, and then they started excommunicado, like John Wick style of
Like
real
if you play on a college
Yeah.
varsity sport, you cannot play intramural sports.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking gay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you had a question?
Nah. It's,
I think you're about to say something.
nah. I think we'll get wrapping up soon and eat sauce.
Sauce.
Oh yeah.
I have so much
I
more to
do
talk
have
about.
one funny story though of a kid getting hit in the throat. So it was my sophomore year, and like our team was fucking bad. Like I was one of 5 players who like returned that year that like played baseball and they were life on our team. And so this one kid out there bodied fill team. And we're like, he thought he was good for some reason. He goes up to hit, and the first pitch, he swings, opens up, steps in the bucket, ball drills him right in the throat. And then he's just there like, he goes up to Ryan. He's like, Coach, it hurts, Coach.
Yeah.
I would think so.
I would hope so.
Baseball to the throat usually does.
Just swing, step in the bucket, get drilled in the throat. But yeah, you tell a story about that kid getting hit in the throat. Maybe think of that. All right, guys, thanks for coming on. Appreciate you taking the time.
Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, anytime you guys are around and want to come, we got a couple studios that we can go to too.
I have so much more to say, but
Yeah,
till next time.
Till next time.
To be
That's what we
next time.
call a tease.
There it is.
SVU. Is that what we're
All right.